The light is a sliver on the edge of the sheet, a rhythm that's steady, a rhythm that's sweet. That's sweet. The shadows are lifting from the dust on the floor. I'm not looking for signals or signs anymore. There's a glass of water on the nightstand wood. I'm breathing in the finally the permanent good. I'm watching the rise and the fall of your chest, the body in motion, a heart at its rest. The screen is a ghost that I left in the hall. I'm just waiting for the sunlight to finally fall. The kitchen is quiet, the coffee is cold, but I'm holding a story that's finally been told. I found your ring on the edge of the sink, a small silver moment that doesn't need to think. I'm breathing the cedar, the soap and the skin before the rest of the morning finally moves in. The maps are all folded, the tickets are gone. I'm finding the gravity in the break of the dawn, and the signal is silent, the connection is deep. I'm guarding the promise that I'm going to keep. The geography's thin and the air is so clear. I'm trading the echoes to have you right here. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we save. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm touching the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance inside of you. I see the reflection of the sun on the wall. I'm waking from the ear of a long distance sleep. I pick up your sweater from the back of the couch. The fabric is soft and it's heavy in my pouch. It's the friction of wool, it's the weight of a sleeve. It's the first real second that I actually believe. I don't need the filter, I don't need the lens. I'm standing right here where the frequency ends. The world can stay quiet, the wires can stay still. I'm watching the light climb over the hill. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of the rest of the day. The warmth of the pillow, the press of the palm, the storm of the waiting, the physical calm, the rustle of fabric, the breath in the throat, the heavy wool coat, the note that we wrote. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we save. No more digital air, no more voices in wires. I found the gravity in our physical fires. The map is a memory, the distance is back, but I'm following the prints on our everyday track. The countdown is over, the waking is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. The sun is up, the house is warm. I'm finding my shelter in the shape of your form. The kettle is starting, staying, just staying. The tide is pulling the silver from the moon, a different rhythm, a different kind of tune. We're walking when the water meets the shore, on the path that we won't walk anymore. There's a seagull crying in the purple light as the day surrenders to the coming night. I'm watching your footprints fill up with the sea, a fading map of where you used to be. The air is heavy with the scent of the brine, and the hand I'm holding still feels like mine. The boardwalk is empty, the summer is dead. I'm carrying the weight of the things unsaid. I found a smooth stone in the pocket of my coat, a physical anchor for a sinking boat. I'm breathing in the spray, I'm breathing in the cold. Before the story of us is a story told, the horizon is a line that I can't quite reach as we leave our shadows on the lonely beach. And the signal is waiting in the car on the hill, but for one more minute the world is still. I'm holding the gravity, I'm holding the grain before the pixels take the place of the rain. It's the last horizon, the end of the touch, the quiet surrender of loving too much. No more screaming through wires, just the salt in the air. I'm touching the person who's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is wide. I'm tired of the ghost that lives on the inside. The countdown is quiet, the evening is through. I'm finding my balance, walking with you. I see the reflection of the stars on the foam. The long distance sleep is calling us home. I pick up a shell from the edge of the dark, the last little bit of a physical spark. The friction of sand, the weight of the deep is a promise I'm finally gonna keep. I don't want the filter, I don't want the lens. I'm standing right here where the frequency ends. I'm dropping the noise, I'm dropping the phone. I'm learning the weight of being alone. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of the rest of the day. The wetness of sand, the chill in the breeze, the grip of the hand, the salt on the knees, the sound of the surf, the ache in the chest, the physical calm, and the place where we rest. It's the last horizon, the end of the touch, the quiet surrender of loving too much. No more digital air, no more voices in wires. I've found the gravity in our physical fires. The map is a memory, the distance is back, but I'm following the prints on the everyday track. The countdown is over, the walking is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. The sand on the floor, the click of the latch on the passenger door. The ocean is behind us, the signal is found. I'm losing my footing on the solid ground, drifting.
The tea is cooling in the ceramic blue. Just a quiet habit, I care for you. I care for you. I'm watching the shadows stretch across the floor, tracing the path from the window to the door. The house is a vessel, steady and deep, holding the promises we meant to keep. I found your gardening gloves on the porch, a small green light like a steady torch. I'm not reaching through pixels, I'm not chasing a ghost. I'm just a harbor on the familiar coast. The mail is piling on the entryway wood. I'd change the distance if I only could, but there's a peace in the certain, the calm in the known, in the way the ivy is steadily grown. I see the reflection of the trees on the glass, watching the seasons and the satellites pass. I'm a body in motion even when I stand still, a lonely rhythm waiting on the hill. And the signal is steady, the connection is deep. I'm guarding the memories I want us to keep. The geography's heavy but the anchor is set, and the night right now and the night over yet. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the quiet protection of the life that we saved. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm holding the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is wide, but I'm living the life that we carry inside. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance, thinking of you. I remember the friction of your hand on the latch, the way the light and the shadows were matched. I'm breathing in the wool, I'm breathing in the skin, before the evening finally moves in. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of a permanent day. Unplug the noise, let the quiet remain. I'm listening for your step in the sound of the rain. I don't need a filter, I don't need a lens. I'm standing at the place where the frequency ends. It's the rush of the fabric, the press of the poem, the storm of the world and the physical calm. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we save. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I found the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home inside of you. I'm broken, still solid. Keys on a hook, still solid. The book on the shelf, still solid. Finding the peace, still solid. I couldn't find it myself. Turn the world off, unplug the light. The anchor is holding. Good night.
The air is still holding the shape of your name. The house is a hearth, but I'm missing the flame. The dent is still there on your side of the bed, a physical ghost of the things that we said. I found the stray hair on the collar of my shirt, a small silver reminder that's starting to hurt. The bathroom mirror is still a little bit blurred from the steam of the shower and the secrets I heard. I'm breathing in the shadows, I'm breathing in the gray, waiting for the echoes to finally fade away. The kitchen chair is angled just a little to the right, where you sat with your coffee in the early morning light. There's a gum wrapper crumpled in the tray by the door, and a faint trace of sand on the hardwood floor. These aren't just objects, they aren't just debris, they're the anchor of you that you left here with me. I'm just a lonely rhythm, looking for a beat, walking through the rooms where our shadows would meet. And the signal is drifting, the connection is light. I'm losing the anchor in the middle of the night, but the wheels are turning, the geography's thin. I'm waiting for the solid life to finally begin. It's the remaining weight, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we saved. No more screaming through wires, no digital air. I'm coming for the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance inside of you. I pick up your sweater from the back of the couch. The fabric is soft and it's heavy in my pouch. I'm breathing in the wool, I'm breathing in the skin before the digital winter finally moves in. I see the reflection of the rain on the floor, and I'm not a notification anymore. I see you standing by the end of the line, and the air in my lungs finally feels like mine. I'm dropping the luggage, I'm dropping the noise. I don't need the filter of a telephone voice. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of the rest of the day. The rustle of fabric, the heavy wool coat, the breath in the throat, the press of the palm, the storm of the meeting, the physical calm. It's the remaining weight, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we saved. No more screaming through wires, no digital air. I found the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home inside of you. Slowly, slowly, heavy, finally heavy. I can feel your heartbeat, no signal quiet. I can feel you stay. Turn the world off, unplug the light. We're finally here at the end of the night. Stay, just stay. The dust is dancing in the shaft of light. The world is turning, but I'm holding tight. Holding tight. The kettle's humming on the kitchen stove, a little warmth in this quiet cold. I'm chasing circles on the wooden table, trying to be strong, trying to be able. The morning paper still in its wrap, I'm just a heartbeat in a wider map. It's a simple life in a smaller frame, but everything changes when I hear your name. I found your glasses by the bedside lamp. The air in the hallway is a little bit damp. I'm watching the clouds drift over the roof, looking for a sign, looking for proof. The clock is ticking with a silver tongue, singing the songs that we haven't yet sung. I'm breathing in the silence, I'm breathing the rest before the sun begins to sink in the west. And the signal is quiet, the phone is asleep. I'm guarding the secrets that I wanna keep. The geography is wide, but the memory is near. I'm trading my whispers to have you right here. It's the softest ground, the end of the day, the gentle release of the words we don't say. No more screaming through wires, just the morning air. I'm finding the peace that was actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is still. I'm watching the light climb over the hill. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance, thinking of you. I remember the friction of your hand on my own, the kindest weight I have ever known. Now I'm a body in motion, a heart in a chair, just catching the scent of you still in the air. I see the reflection of the rain on the pane, but I'm not caught in the digital strain. I'm finally finding the place where I rest, in the quietest room, in the simplest quest. Let the world turn off, let the shadows grow long. I don't need a signal to stay in this song. I'm dropping the luggage, I'm dropping the noise. I'm listening for the truth in a human voice. It's not a dream and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of a peaceful day. The breath in the throat, the rustle of leaves, the heavy wool coat, the truth that believes. The grip of the fingers, the press of the palm, the storm of the waiting, the physical calm. It's the softest ground, the end of the day, the final release of the words we don't say. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I found the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. Gentle, gentle, heavy, heavy, heavy. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel you stay. The only thing I desire. Turn the world off, unplug the light. We're finally here, at the end of the night. Stay, just stay, unbroken. The tea is cooling on the kitchen stone, a different kind of quiet than being alone. I'm making an inventory of the things I see. The way your coffee steam rises in front of me, the open book on the arm of the chair, the way the light catches a strand of your hair. We're not talking much and we don't have to try. The digital world is just passing us by. I'm breathing in the wood smoke, I'm breathing in the calm, finding the shelter in the palm of your palm. The phone is face down on the hallway shelf. I'm finally finding a piece of myself. No more almost, no more nearly or soon. Just the weight of the sun in the middle of June. I see the reflection of the clouds on the floor, and I'm not a notification anymore. I'm a body in motion, I'm a heart in a chest. Finally finding the place where I rest. so sweet. I'm a lonely rhythm that finally found a beat. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we saved. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm touching the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance inside of you. I'm watching the pavement start to dry in the sun. The long distance sleep is finally done. I pick up your sweater from the back of the couch. The fabric is soft and it's heavy in my pouch. It's the friction of skin, it's the weight of a sleeve. It's a simple truth that we both believe. Let the world turn off, let the noise fade away. We've got the first real second of the rest of the day. I don't need the filter, I don't need the lens. I'm standing right here where the frequency ends. It's a body, it's a soul, it's a hand I can hold. A story that's living instead of just told. The rustle of fabric, the heavy wool coat, the breath in the throat, the press of the palm, the storm of the meeting, the physical calm. It's the solid ground, the end of the waves, the final release from the distance we saved. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I found the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. Desired. The streetlights are humming a low orange tune, reflecting the curve of cold afternoon. A cold afternoon. The heater is blowing, but the air is still chill. I'm watching the city climb over the hill. There's a gum wrapper sitting in the tray by the gear, a silver reminder that you were just here. I haven't moved the seat back to where it should stay. I'm keeping the space that you took through the day. The radio's quiet, the static is thin, waiting for the lonely to finally move in. The windshield is blurry from the mist and the rain. I'm driving through shadows in the slow-moving lane. I found a loose thread on the headrest side, a small tangled witness to the end of the ride. I'm breathing the scent of your shampoo and coat, while the distance is tightening the catch in my throat. I'm not looking at pixels, I'm not checking the light. I'm just a pilot in the middle of the night, and the signal is reaching, the phone starts to buzz, but I'm staying right here in the way that it was. I'm holding the silence, I'm holding the gear before the almost starts to feel like a year. It's the moving ground, the end of the touch, the heavy surrender of loving too much. No more laughter driveway is near. I'm finding my balance in the rearview mirror. I pull in the driveway and I turn off the key. The silence is waiting like a dark open sea. I pick up your scarf from the floor of the car, and it feels like I'm touching a cold distant star. I see the reflection of the porch light on the glass, watching the ghost of our memories pass. I don't want the data, I don't want the stream. I wanna stay back in the heart of the dream. I'm dropping the noise, I'm dropping the phone. I'm learning the way to being alone. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the long, hollow second at the end of the day. The tick of the engine, the cold on the glass, the smell of the leather, the moments that pass, the grip on the steering wheel, the ache in the chest, the sound of a heart that's trying its best. It's the moving ground, the end of the touch, the heavy surrender of loving too much. No more laughter in person, no more digital air. I'm missing the gravity that was actually there. The map is a memory, the highway is long. I'm living the life where the shadows are strong. The countdown is over, the driveway is through. I'm finally home, but I'm missing you. The porch light is on, the car is gone cold, the story is finished, the secret is told. I'm opening the door, I'm walking inside. The seat is still forward, the tears have all dried, still empty, cold, colder.
The kettle is cooling on the kitchen stone. A different kind of quiet than being alone, being alone. The window is fogged from the heat of the day. I'm watching the colors of the sky turning gray. I found your book with the page folded down, a small paper secret in this quiet town. The dent is still there on your side of the bed, a physical ghost of the things that we said. I'm breathing in the silence, I'm breathing in the rest, before the sun begins to sink in the west. There's a stray bit of thread on the rug by the door, and a faint trace of sand on the hardwood floor. These aren't just objects, they aren't just debris, they're the anchor of you that you left here with me. I see the reflection of the rain on the pane, but I'm not caught in the digital strain. I'm just a lonely rhythm looking for a beat, walking on the path where our shadows would meet. And the signal is quiet, the phone is asleep. I'm guarding the textures that I want to keep. The geography's wide, but the memory is near. I'm trading the echoes to have you right here. It's the softest ground, the end of the waves, the gentle release of the moments we saved. No more screaming through wires, just the morning air. I'm finding a piece that was actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is still. I'm watching the light climb over the hill. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance inside of you. Pick up your sweater from the back of the couch. The fabric is soft and it's heavy in my pouch. I'm breathing in the wool, I'm breathing in the skin, before the digital winter finally moves in. It's not a dream, listening for your step and the sound of the rain. I don't need a filter, I don't need a lens. I'm standing at the place where the frequency ends. It's the rustle of fabric, the press of the palm, the storm of the world and the physical calm. It's the softest ground, the end of the waves, the final release of the moments we save. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I found the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. On the shelf, I'm finding the peace I couldn't find in myself. Turn the world off, unplug the light. The anchor is holding. Good night. The kettle's cooling on the kitchen stone. A different kind of quiet when I'm here alone. The windows fouled from the heat of the day. I'm watching the colors of the sky turn to gray. I found your book with the page folded down. It's small paper, see pigeons quiet down. The dentist still there inside of the bed. A physical ghost of the things that were said. I'm breathing in the signs, I'm breathing in the rest. Before the sun begins to sink in the west. There's a stray bit of thread on the rug by the door, and a faint trace of sand on a hardwood floor. These aren't just objects, they aren't just debris. They're the anchor of you that you left here with me. I see the reflection of the rain on the pane, but I'm not caught in the digital strain. I'm just a lonely rhythm looking for a beat, walking on a path where shadows would meet. And the signal is quiet, the phone is asleep. I'm guarding the textures that I wanna keep. The geography's wide, but the memory is near. I'm trading the echoes that have you right here. It's the softest found, the end of the waves, the gentle release of the moments we save. No one's grieving through wires, just the morning air. I'm finding the peace that was actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is still. I'm watching the light climb over the hill. The countdown is quiet, the waiting is through. I'm finding my balance inside of you. I pick up your swipe from the back of the couch. The Saturday soft and it's heavy in my pouch. I'm breathing in a wool, I'm breathing in the skin before the digital winter finding goes in. It's not a dream and it's not a delay. It's the first real second of the rest of the day. The scent on the door, the lock in the frame, the house full of echoes of forgotten name. The grip of the fingers, the press of the palm, the storm of the meeting, a physical calm. love the world away. I'll keep the feeling of your touch during the day. Stay. The dial is turning, but the station is dead. Just a ghost of a conversation in my head. In my head. We're living in the static of a Saturday night, watching the world through a pale blue light. Your face is a mosaic of a million dots, tying our hearts into digital knots. I know the lag by the way that you blink, a 5-second delay before you can think. We're building a kingdom on a shifting sand, and I'm reaching out for a pixelated hand. The kitchen is cold and the Wi-Fi is weak. I'm losing the words that I'm trying to speak. I see the reflection of the screen on the glass, watching the hours and the satellites pass. You're telling me stories of the rain where you are, but it feels like you're talking from a different star. I got the date, I got the logs, but I'm losing the send through the air trying fogs. And the signal is drifting, the connection is light. I'm losing the anchor in the middle of the night. Is there a body, is there a soul, or just a sequence that I can't control? Is it a solid ground or just a hollow wave? Is this the distance that we're meant to save? No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm looking for the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is wide. I'm tired of the ghost that lives on the inside. The countdown is quiet, the battery's through. I'm losing my balance, searching for you. Of a hand on a sleeve before we had reasons to stay or to leave. Now I'm a body in a chair, I'm a heart in a cage, just a flickering name on a glowing page. I'm waking from a year of a long distance sleep, but the promises made are getting harder to keep. I'm not a notification, I'm not a blue light. I'm a man standing alone in the middle of the night. Unplug the router, let the darkness come in. I wanna know where the real things begin. I don't want the filter, I don't want the lens. I wanna know where the frequency ends. Give me the weight of a physical breath. Give me a life that isn't digital death. I'm dropping the noise, I'm dropping the line. I want a heart that I can claim as mine. Drop frames, lost bits, the lag, the drift, the sound of a step, the breath in the throat, a rustle of fabric, the heavy wool coat. Give me the solid ground, the end of the waves, of the final release from the distance we save. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm coming for the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. Bits, the lag, the drift, the sound of a step, the breath in the throat, the rustle of fabric, the heavy wool coat. Give me the solid ground, the end of the waves, a final release from the distance we save. No more screaming through wires, no more digital air. I'm coming for the gravity that's actually there. The map is a memory, the distance is dead. I'm living the life that we only ever read. The countdown is over, the waiting is through. I'm finally home, inside of you. I'm walking toward the door. I can't do this anymore. The keys in my hand, the salt on the land. Stay, just stay.
The driveway is empty, the gravel is still. The cold wind is climbing the side of the hill. Climbing the hill. I'm standing in the kitchen where the kettle just sang. The silence is heavy where your laughter once rang. There's a half-empty cup sitting on the white tile, a porcelain ghost of your morning time smile. I'm looking at the chair where you sat for an hour before the sky turned the color of a fading flower. I'm breathing in the stillness, I'm breathing in the room, watching the shadows start to weave on the loom. The hallway is long and the lights are all dimmed. The cup of the quiet is filled to the brim. I found your blue scarf on the hook by the stairs, a small soft reminder of the life that we share. I'm touching the fabric, I'm touching the weave, trying to find the parts of you that didn't leave. The clock is the anchor, the beat is the heart, but the distance is pulling the floorboards apart. And the signal is reaching, the screen starts to glow, but I'm not ready for the hello or the go. I'm holding the texture, I'm holding the trace before the pixels try to take over your face. It's the lingering heat, the ghost of the real, the physical truth of the way that I feel. No more digital air, no more voices and wires. I'm tending the coals of our physical fires. The map is a memory, the miles are a weight, but the house is a witness to the hands of our fate. The countdown is over, the silence is new. I'm finding my peace in the remnants of you. I pick up your sweater from the back of the couch. The wool is so heavy, it's a soul in my pouch. I'm breathing in the scent, I'm breathing in the skin before the quiet of the evening finally moves in. The rain on the window is a song I can trust, protecting the objects from the digital dust. I don't need the filter, I don't need the lens. I'm standing right here where the frequency ends. I see the reflection of the clouds on the floor, and I'm keeping the watch by the side of the door. It's not a dream, and it's not a delay. It's the long, slow shadow of a beautiful day. The dent in the cushion, the sand on the mat, the warmth on the pillow, the stillness of that, the scent of the cedar, the crease in the sheet, the sound of a heart that's still finding its beat. It's the lingering heat, the ghost of the real, the physical truth of the way that I feel. No more digital air, no more screaming through wires. 'cause I found the gravity in our physical fires. The map is a memory, the distance is back, but I'm following the prints on our everyday track. The waiting is starting, the visit is through. I'm finally home in the memory of you. Locked tight, the house is asleep. I'm folding the moments I'm going to keep. The scarf on the hook, the cup on the tray. I'll see you tomorrow, but I'll feel you today. Held steady, steady. Is casting a small square upon the floor, while I lean in my weight against the handle of the door. The flower on the counter looks like fallen winter snow in a kitchen where the shadows are the only things that grow. I'm sifting through the grains like I'm sifting through the years, finding all the laughter and the traces of the tears. The house is quiet enough to hear the wood begin to creak, while I'm looking for the words I never had the nerve to speak. I remember how you'd stand here with your sleeves rolled to the wrist, and the way the morning light would emerge out of the mist. We'd measure out the sugar and we'd measure out the time, like life was just a poem that was always meant to rhyme. Now I'm doubling the recipe for a table set for one, trying to find the rhythm in a task that's never done. The whiskey's hitting metal with a steady ringing chime, a mechanical reminder of a much more simple time. I found your handwriting on a scrap of yellowed paper, a ghost of an instruction that is starting now to vapor. A pinch of salt, a little heat, and wait for it to rise. It feels like a philosophy hidden in a disguise. I'm tracing every letter with a finger stained with dough, thinking of the secrets that we used to really know. The ink is slightly smudged where you rested your thumb, waiting for the sweetness that was always sure to come. The timer on the wall is ticking faster than my heart, watching how the ending is the cousin of the start. The scent of cinnamon and cloves is filling up the room, a warm and spicy comfort in the middle of the gloom. I'm watching how the steam is rising up against the glass, watching how the hours and the lonely minutes pass. I used to think that way, There's a comfort in the heat that's radiating from the stove. A tiny little treasure in a tiny little cove. I'm thinking of the winter nights we spent beside the fire, when we didn't have a worry or a single high desire. Just the crackle of the embers and the taste of something sweet, and the feeling of the carpet underneath our tired feet. The bell is finally ringing with a sharp and sudden sound, bringing all my wandering thoughts back to the solid ground. I'll set the tray to cool beside the open window pane, and listen to the rhythm of the soft and steady rain. The warmth will stay a little while before it starts to fade into the quiet sanctuary that my hands have made. Not looking for a miracle or a way to change the past. I'm just enjoying a moment that was never meant to last. Turn the burner to the left of a heavy heartbeat rev. Dust the flower off my hands, where the memory finally lands. One more glass upon the shelf, keep the rest for just myself. Turn out the light. Good night. Good night. Good night. The park gates are open, but the children are all gone. The shadows of the oak trees are stretching out so long. I'm sitting on a bench that's lost its coat of forest green, watching all the spaces and the things that live between. The gravel on the pathway makes a lonely kind of sound, like every step I'm taking is a secret I have found. The air is getting thinner as the temperature starts to drop, and I'm waiting for the spinning of the world to finally stop. I remember how we'd come here when the summer was in bloom, before the sky was heavy with this quiet kind of gloom. You'd run toward the fountain just to feel the cooling spray, while I'd sit and watch the hours of the evening melt away. Now the water is all frozen in the pipes beneath the stone, and I'm learning how to navigate the parkland on my own. I found a rusted penny in the dirt beside the slide, a little piece of copper with nowhere left to hide. The swings are moving slowly in a wind I cannot feel, the rhythmic creak of metal and the groaning of the ghost of a vibration, a memory of a shot, a physical reminder of a younger kind of love. I used to think that gravity was something we could fight if we only jumped at just the peak of every single flight. But now I'm standing steady with my feet against the sand, counting all the moments that have slipped right through my hand. The ducks have all gone sleeping in the reeds beside the lake, in a silence so expensive that it feels like it might break. I'm watching how the ripples move in circles toward the shore, wondering if I'm looking for a person or a door. The sky is turning charcoal with a single streak of red, like a final thought of fire before the sun goes off to bed. I'm not in any hurry to be anywhere but here, in the middle of a feeling that is finally getting clear. I remember how you told me that the stars were always there, even when the city smoke was thick inside the air. I'm looking up to find them, but the clouds are in the way. A curtain pulled across the final echoes of the day. I'll stay until the street lamps make a circle on the ground, down a yellow pool of safety where no trouble can be found. I am breathing in the winter, and I'm breathing out the past, knowing that the stillness is a thing that cannot last. The distant sound of sirens is a hum against the dark, the only thing that's moving in the center of the park. I'm standing up and brushing all the cedar from my coat, leaving one last message that I never actually wrote. I'll walk toward the exit where the pavement meets the street, and listen to the rhythm of my own two tired feet. The night is just beginning and the air is turning cold, but I'm carrying in a story that is finally getting old. Just the creak of the chain, just the scent of the rain. The gate is swinging shut, the path is in a rut. Leave the bench behind, leave the thoughts to find their own way home, their own way home. The iron handle's cold against the palm of my right hand as I step into a forest in the middle of the land. The air is thick thick and heavy, smelling sweet of damp and moss. A sanctuary built to keep the winter from its loss. The condensation's dripping from the frames high overhead, in a place where every flower has a story to be fed. I'm walking down the gravel path that's lined with river stone, feeling like a traveler who is finally alone. To hide away from noon, when the summer heat was humming its own heavy golden tune. You pointed to an orchid that was hanging in the air and said it looked like something from a dream or from a prayer. We stood beneath the palm fronds while the world went rushing by. Two people in a bubble underneath a glass-made sky. Now the leaves are even larger and the stalks are getting tall, while I'm still the same size, standing here against the wall. The glass is held by rivets and by layers of old paint. The light that's coming through it is a yellow flickering faint. I'm tracing out the veins upon a leaf of velvet green, thinking of the complicated parts of us that live between. The water in the fountain has a low and steady pulse, a rhythm that is honest, that can never be a false. I'm watching how the ripples hit the edge and turn around, in a cycle of emotion, in a cycle of a sound. I found a wooden marker that had fallen in the dirt, a name I can't pronounce for a plant that's feeling hurt. The edges are all yellow and the stem is leaning low, waiting for a season that is never gonna show. I'll prop it with a bamboo stick and give it one more chance, watching how the shadows begin their slow and steady dance. It's funny how we try to keep the wild things in a cage and expect them to be happy on a static, silent stage. The city is a blur beyond the fog upon the pane, a million different lights that are all melting in the rain. In here the time is different, it's a slower kind of beat, away from all the sirens and the movement of the street. I'm breathing in the oxygen that's heavy and that's clean, safe inside the canopy of every shade of green. I'm not looking for an exit or a way to break the spell. I'm just living in the stories that these flowers never tell. The moon is catching silver on the edges of the roof, a silent kind of witness and a final kind of proof that the night is moving forward, even when I'm standing still, watching how the shadows climb the window and the sill. I'll leave the moisture posture here behind the heavy metal door and step out on the pavement that I've walked 1,000 times before. I'm carrying the scent of earth and jasmine in my hair, moving back into the thin and cold and empty winter air. Let the iron latch click shut. Leave the heart inside the rut. The glass is turning black, and I'm not looking back. Just the steam, just the leaf, just a moment of relief. The librarian is rattling the keys against the wood, a signal for the end of things that's clearly understood. The sun is hitting gold against the spines of every book in a corner of the building where no person thinks to look. I'm breathing in the scent of aged paper and of glue, watching how the dust is settling on everything but you. The air is cool and heavy with the weight of every word. The only sound is silence and a distant, lonely bird. I remember how we'd hide away among the faded maps, tracing out the borders and the geographic gaps. We were planning out a journey to a place we'd never find, leaving every worry in the city far behind. Your finger moved across the blue of a forgotten sea, while you whispered all the secrets that you only told to me. Now the ink is just a mountain and the paper is a plane, and the only thing that's moving is the pattern of the rain. I found a library card tucked inside a volume about stars, with a little pencil drawing of the rings around the Mars. The date is from a summer that was decades in the past, a little piece of history that was never meant to last. I wonder who the girl was with the handwriting so neat, and if she found the answers that she went out there to meet, or if she's like me, sitting in a chair of velvet red, just listening to the echoes of the things that weren't said. The skylight is a canvas for the gray and heavy sky, where the clouds are moving slowly as the afternoon goes by. The shadows of the shelves are growing long across the floor, reaching for the handle of the heavy wooden door. I'm tracing out the letters of a name I used to know, thinking of the way we let the garden start to grow before the winter came along to turn the leaves to brown, and the silence of the library became never change. Even when the world outside is looking very strange, the heroes keep on falling and the lovers keep on trying. Underneath the ceiling where the old light bulbs are dying, I'm not looking for a climax or a grand and final scene. I'm just living in the spaces and the quiet parts between, where the ink is still a liquid and the page is still a white, before the story finishes and turns into the night. The hours are getting darker as the power starts to fail, turning all the colors into something soft and pale. I'll gather up my notebooks and I'll put away the pen, knowing that I'll probably never be this young again. I'm not leaving with a burden or a heavy kind of grief, just a tiny bit of wonder and a tiny bit of relief that the book is finally closing and the lamp is finally out, leaving just a memory of what life was all about. Step across the marble floor, past the heavy swinging door. The lock is turning in the plate, arriving just a little late. The streetlights are a yellow glow, nowhere else I need to go. Just the ink, just the rain. Turn the page, start again. The fire escape is cold and the metal has a ring. As I climb up to the place where the city doesn't sing, the air is thin and sharp, it tastes of asphalt and of height. I'm looking for a vantage point to navigate the night. Below me all the traffic is a river made of red, a million different people going home to find their bed. But up here there's a distance that I finally can feel, a world that's made of shadow, and a world that's made of steel. I remember how we come here with a radio in hand, trying to find a signal from some far and distant land. We'd lean against the brickwork and we'd watch the planes go by, thinking we were giants underneath a velvet sky. You said the city looked like a circuit board from here, and every little flickering was a memory or a fear. Now I'm sitting on the edge with my legs against the dark, watching for the ghost of a single tiny spark. The wind is pulling at my hair, a restless kind of ghost moving through the post. I found a scratched in heart upon the corner of the ledge, a quiet little promise on a dangerous narrow edge. I don't remember doing it, but the J looks like your hand, a small and steady signature across a lonely land. I'm tracing out the letters with a thumb that's turning blue, wondering if the person who wrote this still is you. A plane is crossing over with its blinking lights of white, a slow and steady traveler in the middle of the night. I wonder where they're going and I wonder who they've been, and if they're looking down at all the things I've never seen. The clouds are moving faster than the world is down below, like they're in a hurry for a place they need to go. I'm not in any rush to leave this island in the sky, and just enjoying watching how the evening passes by. Billboards are all glowing with a false and neon grace, selling us a dream about a much more happy face. But I like the darker corners where the light can't quite reach in, where the silence is a blanket and the air is getting thin. I'm thinking of the nights we spent, just counting every star, and how we felt so close to them while being just this far. Now the stars are getting blurry as the city's smoke begins to rise, a veil across the beauty and a weight behind my eyes. The horizon is a line of gold that's starting to go dim as the shadows of the skyline start to overflow the rim. I'll stand up and I'll brush the soot and gravel from my knees and listen to the rattle of the metal in the breeze. I'm not looking for a way to jump or even for a flight. I'm just enjoying being this much closer to the night. I'll take the long way down the stairs and walk the empty street with a little bit of rooftop still beneath my tired feet. Step off the final rung, the song has all been sung. The pavement's hard and flat, and that they say is that the city's getting loud beneath the neon cloud. Just the high, just the light. Good